Hey, Mad Dog Nation, Dr. Tom Hansen here, the Play Big Academy, coming at you with another Mental Game Monday. Today, I want to give you a little bit different way to think about failure. I want to think of failure as success. If you're having some trouble right now, or you know someone who is, and they say, "Man, I just can't hit. I'm having trouble seeing the ball. I'm 0 for my this, or I'm 2 for my last that," and you know how it goes. You've either been there or you're there now. If you're a player and a coach, you certainly have several guys right now like that. So here's the way that you can approach it that might give you both some more freedom, because people are that way, they're stuck, and you want to get some movement. You want to try and flip it somehow. And here's a nice little flipper, is to say, wow, how long have you been struggling? For a week. Wow. So after a week, you're really good at this. You are really good at feeling bad about hitting. And they'll look at you kind of funny, and then you just keep going and say, well, think of it this way, that you're feeling bad about your hitting, and you're good at that. You are successfully creating that mindset for your hitting. How are you doing it? That becomes the big question. How are you doing it? If you were going to coach me on how to feel as bad as you feel about your hitting, how would you do it? Give me step one. It's like, let me write this down here. What's your recipe? I got to have this recipe, man. You're so good at this. How do you do it? And you can think in terms of your body. What do you do with your body to get yourself feel this bad? How do you move? What should I do with my shoulders? What should I do with my head? How should I move in order to feel the way you feel right now? And B, how should I breathe? How should I breathe? C, and what should I focus on? I should fill my head with what? And get them to actually do this. It sounds kind of might sound kind of funny, but actually play it out so that you can get their recipe for creating this state. We create the states that we're in using ways we're representing things, what we're hearing, what we're seeing, what we're feeling, how we're moving our body. Get his recipe for that. If it's you, write down, okay, in order to feel this bad, here's what I need to do. I'm not talking about the out making. I'm talking about what you do when you're not up, or what you're thinking when you're in the box. Break it out. What's your recipe? I would love to see yours. Put it in the comments down below. And it ought to give you some insight into what you're doing and what you ought not do. And of course, the flip side of that, you can flip it back over and say, okay, you think of a time when you were unstoppably confident. How did you do that? What's your recipe for that? And ask the same questions, get the same thing. It's like, wow, look at these two. Which one should you choose to do? Leave it up to them, but there you go. So today really is about your being successful at generating a state of failure, or you're successful at generating a slumping mindset, which is enormously selfish, by the way, terribly draining on the team. For an individual player to go into a slumping mindset, one thing to not get hit, another thing to go belly up and have a negative mindset, enormously selfish, enormously draining on a team, as I said. So if you, I'd love to hear comments or put a recipe on down below here, and get out there and play big, Mad Dog Nation.